Hello everyone! Welcome back. Welcome freaking back. As you guys can see by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are talking about banned books today. So, imagine a world where books are so powerful that they're considered dangerous, okay? What makes a story so threatening that it's banned from schools, libraries, and even entire countries? Well, today we're going to curate some banned books for our Project Banned Bookshelf. That's right, you heard me. We're curating a wonderful bookshelf full of banned books. So this entire year, I'm going to try to give you guys at least one banned book recommendation for each month. I want you guys to curate your own Project Banned library. I want you guys to create a banned bookshelf. We are doing it. We're gonna do it together and we're gonna have so much fun while doing it. I'm really excited to give you guys some banned book recommendations regardless, just because if you guys have been here before, you guys know that I love banned books. I am a big proponent of reading banned books. I'm a big proponent of wanting to know why it's banned. Honestly, just wanting to know why. Why is it banned? What is so scary about these books that you have to ban them? So, let me grab my notes really quick. So, we're gonna talk about why books are banned. And this is such a, I'm not diving into too much. I'm just going to give you guys a few because there's a lot of reasons that books are banned. So this is just some reasons that books are banned. Number one, because there is LGBTQIA content, because there are racial themes, because there's sexual content or abuse, because there's profanity or drug use, and religious point of views. So, the way that I like to find my banned books and the way that I like to deal with my banned books is with the American Library Association. There are a few resources that you can use to find banned books and get more information on banned books. The two that I mainly use are ALA, American Library Association, or PEN America. That's PEN America. I really enjoy these two resources because they give you, honestly, so much information. My favorite thing about the American Library Association, though, is that they have these books. These are some of my favorite pieces of study equipment to use while I'm reading banned books, because that's a very big misconception. You're not just reading banned books, you are learning. We're trying to figure out why these books are banned. We're trying to figure out what is the main proponent for why this book is banned. So in this book in particular, this one has an entire section. It's got content where it's got all of the banned books that it talks about in this specific edition. So this one has 52 different banned books that you can choose from. This one was from, what year was this one? This one is 2022. So I would highly recommend going in and seeing if there are updated versions of this, because there's going to have a lot more banned books for you to read. But I really love this book in particular because it's got so many books in it. And then on top of it, it's got the synopsis for the book. And then it's got a place down here where it gives you a writing prompt and gives you space to write. This is such a good study guide for these books because, like I said, banned books are quite difficult to understand sometimes. Sometimes they are very difficult topics to read about. Sometimes there's difficult language. There's just a lot going on in banned books. So I like to personally have a study guide with me. Or I will use Spark Notes or a site like that where I can just get more information, because I don't want to rely solely on my head and what I remember from school. I want to gain more information. So I try to do that to the best of my abilities. But I'm going to be talking about, hold on, my brain is so just my brain is frazzled. I'm still getting over this cold, so my brain is like everywhere, okay? So now I'm going to be talking about some frequently banned books, and these are very much so frequently challenged. They are challenged a lot. Number 1, All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. If I'm not mistaken, it is page 106. So if I were to pick up All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, I would flip to this page of my ALA banned book. And it will give me the synopsis of the book, and I will read it for you, and then I will give you guys a chance to think, okay? Prominent journalist and LGBTQIA+ activist George Johnson offers his memoir manifesto of growing up queer before he had the language to know exactly what that meant. Split into 3 parts, Johnson's book shares intimate stories of his childhood, adolescence, and young adulthood as he navigates family, friends, and the performance of masculinity. The personal stories, from getting his teeth kicked in as a child, to the bullying he experienced in middle school, to the isolation he suffered at his predominantly white high school, and the healing and reconciliation of self in this title are undeniably honest and relatable. A reminder of our shared imperfection and humanity. Obviously, follows some LGBTQIA content. That's like number 1 reason that books are banned. Sadly, it pisses me off, but that's one of the biggest proponents of banned books is LGBTQIA. This one talks about a personal childhood, a personal growing up, a personal adulthood. Obviously, this book is banned because not only are we talking about a personal childhood growing up LGBTQIA+, but we're also dealing with bullying and things like that. That's probably why this book is banned. I really want to reread this one as an adult, but that's like completely off topic. Then another book that is banned a lot and frequently challenged is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Obviously, this one is sexual, and there's sexual abuse and a whole lot that goes on in The Handmaid's Tale, and I know for a fact The Handmaid's Tale is in this one. I didn't even know this. Why these books are banned. Let me look for All Boys Aren't Blue. LGBTQIA+ content, sexually explicit. So let's also look for The Handmaid's Tale. I'm pretty sure we all know what The Handmaid's Tale is about, and if you don't, I would highly recommend you read it. Reasons that this book is banned are profanity and vulgarity and sexual overtones. I would highly recommend you guys read that one. Then another one that is highly, highly banned and frequently challenged is 1984 by George Orwell. Are we seeing a theme? Rose-colored glasses coming off, maybe? Happens a lot when you read banned books. That's one thing that I do love, is that your brain is open a lot more whenever you're reading these things, because you think that you're reading fiction and then you read something so relatable and you're like, I can't find 1984 in here. I know that book's in here, but it's not in the why this book is banned. But I can tell you why it's banned. It's religious viewpoints and just political bullshit. Another book that is frequently banned and frequently challenged is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Another one, this one is right under this. I wrote this one very big. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I read that one last year in 2025. That one is very sexually explicit. There's so much that goes on in that book. but I would highly recommend that you guys pick up one of these books. If you are into band books, I would highly recommend getting yourself like a study guide. But without further ado, we're going to end this video with me picking out some of my band books that I want to read this year. I'm going to be giving you guys 3 band book recommendations in just this video, just to get you started in your month of January. So without further ado, let's talk about books 1, 2, and 3. I am first going to give you the book that I do not have physically right now. It is one that I want physically though, but we are talking about Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I believe is how you pronounce their last name. I'm pretty sure it's Rowell. But this book is set over one school year in 1986 with Eleanor and Park. It is the story of 2 star-crossed misfits, smart enough to know first love almost never lasts, but brave and desperate enough to try. I think that this book is going to be entirely just outrageously beautiful as an adult. I think that as an adult who has experienced a first love, I would love to go back and read that book as an adult, just so I can see how that looks for a young child. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember what first love looked like. I obviously don't know what first love looks like from an outsider's point of view. So, after a less than auspicious start, Eleanor and Park quietly build a relationship while riding the bus to school every day, wordlessly sharing comics and eventually music on the commute. Their worlds couldn't be more different. Park's family is idyllic, his Vietnam vet father and Korean immigrant mother are genuinely loving. Meanwhile, Eleanor and her younger siblings live in poverty, under the constant threat of Richie, their abusive and controlling stepfather, while their mother inexplicably caters to his whims. Eleanor and Park's personal battles are also dark mirror images. Park struggles with the realities of falling for the school outcast, and he clashes with his father over the definition of manhood. Eleanor's fight is much more external, learning to trust her feelings about Park and navigating the sexual threat in Richie's watchful gaze. This book is going to be beautiful. One thing I do want to give you is at the bottom of this page, I want you guys to have a thinking moment. Write a playlist and share it with one of your friends. I think that'll be a really fun little gift for one of your friends, especially just random. Just send them a playlist. I think it'll be really cute. It'll be really fun. And if you did make a playlist for your friend, please share it down in the comments. The next book that I'm going to be recommending today is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Zusak, I believe is how you pronounce that name. I have such a hard time with last names. But I'll read you guys the back of this one. Actually, it's not on the back. Found it. It is 1939, Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier and will become busier still. Liesel Meminger finds her life changed when she unearths a single object from the snow. It is the grave digger's handbook, left there by accident at her brother's funeral, and it is her first act of book thievery. But these are dangerous times. When Liesel's foster family hides a Jewish man in their basement, Liesel's world is both opened up and closed down. In superbly crafted prose that burns with intensity, award-winning author Marcus Zusak has given us one of the most enduring stories of our time. But I think this is a fantastic book. I've read the book. I'm pretty sure there's a movie if I'm not mistaken. Isn't there? Isn't there a movie? Yup. I thought so. Yeah, because it was the same time that I read this in 2013. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be reading this one very soon because I want to watch the movie. But there is a movie adaptation. Gives you even more reason to read it, just so you can watch the movie. But always, always, always try to read the book first because the book has so much more information and I don't want you guys to get misconstrued by a movie. Okay? Now, the last banned book recommendation I have for you guys today is Looking for Alaska by John Green. If you guys watched my January TBR, you guys would know that this book is on my January TBR. I'm super excited to pick this one up, hopefully by the end of this week. I'm so excited. This book is, I mean, just phenomenal. And I know for a fact that it's in this one. So if you would give me just a second, I'll give you guys all of that. Actually, let me read you the back of it first. First drink, first prank, first friend, first love, last words. Miles Holter is fascinated by famous last words and tired of his safe life at home. He leaves for boarding school to seek what the dying poet Francois Rabelais called the Great Perhaps. Much awaits Miles at Culver Creek, including Alaska Young, who will pull Miles into her labyrinth and catapult him into the Great Perhaps. Looking for Alaska brilliantly chronicles the indelible impact one life can have on another. A modern classic, this stunning debut marked #1 best-selling author John Green's arrival as a groundbreaking new voice in contemporary fiction. So the reasons that Looking for Alaska is banned is offensive language, sexually explicit, and unsuited for age group. Okay, whatever you say. I think Looking for Alaska is going to be a fantastic book. I'm super excited to read this one, but this is Project Banned Bookshelf. I cannot wait to continue this with you guys. I really hope that these were good recommendations for you. If you guys are in just hopes of finding some banned books to read, please keep following along on this channel. I always have banned book recommendations. It's one of my favorite topics to read, banned. So these are two of the physical books. My God, my brain. These are the two physical books that I have that I'm recommending for you guys today. And also, not physically, we are also recommending Eleanor and Park. Don't forget about that one. That one's gonna be good. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment downstairs. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.